It was supposed to be just a normal weekend. My wife told me she wanted to spend some time with our daughter, just the two of them. She said they were going to a friend's party, something light-hearted, and she thought it would be a good bonding moment. I didn't question her much because I trusted her. I even felt happy that she was trying to connect with our little girl in a fun way. I stayed home, thinking nothing more of it. The evening came, and I got a few texts from her saying everything was fine. She sent a picture of our daughter smiling with balloons, and I smiled back, relieved that they were enjoying themselves. But then hours passed, and they didn't come home until very late. She was quiet when she walked in, and I sensed something off in her energy. Our daughter was half asleep, and I didn't want to push for answers, so I let it go. The days after the party, I started noticing a distance in her behavior. She avoided conversations, seemed lost in thought, and became more secretive with her phone. I chalked it up to stress or tiredness. I told myself I was overthinking, and maybe she just needed space. But something inside me whispered that there was more going on than she was letting me see. Weeks later, she came to me with trembling lips. "I need to tell you something," she said, her voice breaking. My heart sank before she even spoke the words. She confessed that during that party, she had gotten close to someone else. At first, I didn't believe her. How could she? She was supposed to be there with our daughter. She admitted it happened after our daughter had fallen asleep in a guest room. She stayed behind with others, and one mistake led to another. I stood there frozen. My wife, the woman I thought I knew better than anyone, had betrayed me under the excuse of spending time with our child. The anger, the disbelief, the heartbreak, they all hit me at once. But then came the part that shattered me even more. She told me she was pregnant. And the child wasn't mine. It was like the ground had been pulled from under my feet. My chest tightened, and I couldn't breathe properly. The home we built, the family we nurtured, everything seemed like a cruel joke. I looked at her, trying to see the woman I married, but all I saw was a stranger. She cried, begged for forgiveness, said it was a mistake, but how could I even begin to process something so big? I thought of our daughter. She didn't deserve this chaos, this broken home, this mess that her mother created. My first instinct was to protect her. I knew I had to be strong, even though inside I was breaking apart. I told my wife I needed space, that I couldn't even look at her without feeling betrayed. Days turned into weeks, and the distance between us only grew. She tried to explain, to soften the truth, but nothing could erase it. She had made her choice the night of that party, and it destroyed everything we had. I began sleeping in another room, speaking to her only when necessary, and slowly, I started thinking of life without her. The hardest part was pretending to be okay for our daughter. She would ask why Mommy and Daddy didn't sit together anymore, why I seemed sad all the time. I would force a smile, telling her everything was fine, but deep inside, I felt like crying every time. Children don't understand the weight of betrayal. They only see the distance it creates. Eventually, I realized forgiveness wasn't possible for me. Trust, once broken in such a cruel way, cannot simply be rebuilt. I had given my wife love, loyalty, and trust, and she had shattered it in the worst way possible. The fact that she dragged our daughter into her lie only made it more unforgivable. I began preparing quietly for separation. I didn't announce it right away, but I gathered my strength, spoke to a lawyer, and started making plans to protect my daughter's future. My wife cried when she realized I was serious, but there was no turning back. The damage was done. The night she told me the truth changed my life forever. I lost a wife that day, but I promised myself I would not lose my daughter. She became my reason to keep going, the light in my darkest days. The betrayal broke me, yes, but it also gave me clarity. Sometimes the people you love most can be the ones who destroy you, and the only way forward is to protect yourself and those who truly matter.